Good afternoon, everyone, and indeed, if you're going to make a difference, you've got to be a little bit different. And as we honor these amazing dads, especially as we start out, we've got a great dad and an amazing football coach. I'd like to make this a little bit kind of like a pregame ritual. Everybody, if you could stand up. Everybody, if you could stand up. I'd like you to go up to 10 people in the next 10 seconds, whether it's a high 10 or a fist bump, go up to 10 people in 10 seconds, give them that high 10 and tell them, you are a difference maker. 10 people, 10 seconds, high 10 or fist bump, you are a difference maker. And now, before you grab your seat, I need you to get a partner. We indeed have a legendary icon, entrepreneur, business executive, leader, who indeed is so committed to the idea of family and relationships. So I need everyone to get a partner. Turn and face a partner. Find a partner, maybe someone you've never met. Turn and face your partner. Now that you've got a partner, if you end up with a group of 3, that'll work just fine. And now, I don't know if you've seen in the past couple of years these videos on YouTube with teachers that have a unique handshake with every one of their students. And every student feels special and important, that there's something that they and the teacher have that nobody else in the world has. So, indeed, also in the spirit of a little football energy, too, I'd like you and your partner in 30 seconds to come up with the coolest, swaggiest, dopest handshake that the world has ever seen. If you want to do an air version and not touch, that's up to you. 30 seconds, come up with the coolest handshake ever. I see some good handshakes. Make sure you memorize it. All right. All right, now. I like the energy in the room today. Here's what I'd like you to do. Please turn back to back to your partner. Turn back to back to your partner, please. And certainly, we've discovered in the past few years the importance of connectivity. That we have indeed not been able to get together in this space, and so many of us have felt disconnected. And so the idea of celebrating one another, the idea of seeing one another, the Zulu tribe in South Africa, where I lived for a while, when they greet people, they say the word sawubona. And sawubona means I see you. That I stop and see you, pay attention, and indeed am excited to be in your presence. So pretend you haven't seen this person in a year. And all of a sudden you come back a year from now, this wonderful event, and you walk into this building, oh, snap, this is my partner, and you're all excited. Let's show that energy and enthusiasm. So when I say 1, 2, 3, go, pretend you haven't seen your partner in a year. You'll turn around, lean back, and say, oh, snap, there's my partner. Lean in, give them that handshake with all the Father's Day Council love. Let them know from this moment on, we are family and community together. 1, 2, 3, go! I love it. You can grab your seats. Grab your seats, please. Now, Dan, I expect that as we watch folks, anytime you see this person ever again, I expect that handshake. Let them know that indeed we are family here together. My friends, I'm so honored to be here, and I watched my father take his last breath. 14 years ago, I watched my father take his last breath, but let me rewind the tape about 50 more years. And before I was born, I have 2 older brothers, but before I was born, both of my parents were told that because of the cancer they'd experienced, they could have no more kids. Well, oops, something happened. People turn to me and say, it means you're in an accident. I say, cars have accidents. I'm a surprise right out of nowhere. I'm not supposed to be here, but I know I'm here for a purpose. And everybody in this room, you've been put on this earth for a purpose. There's a gift inside of you that the world has never seen before and will never see again. Scientists have said about 400 trillion to 1 odds in order to be selected to be born, and you've won. Don't tell me you weren't born to be great. And just by being here, you've demonstrated your greatness and commitment to children, to supporting great fathers, and indeed building a better community together. But see, it was 14 years ago when I was teaching at a college in North Carolina. And my mom called and said, you better get home tonight. Dad's not going to make the night. I had gone to visit him a week before, but he has said he was suffering from cancer, but at that time he said, go back, you love what you do with students, it's almost graduation time, so head on back, I'll be okay. And he was in good condition. This picture was taken shortly before that time, and my dad exercised and ate well, did all the right things, and yet, indeed, on that day, I was celebrating with my students at graduation. And this day of wonderful opportunity to celebrate my students, I get this call, get home tonight. So I rushed from graduation, took 2 planes, and I remember getting off the second plane and getting phone calls saying, hurry, your dad's not going to make it. You got to get there before he passes. And I can, like a videotape in my mind, remember the roads we took and the parking lot we pulled into. I can remember the elevator that we took to the 4th floor, turn to the left. That was on my birthday. Y'all, that was on my birthday. And I remember on my birthday rushing to see if I would be able to get to my father before he passed. I got into the room and I got a hug that I'll never forget. We're going to get a chance to give each other some hugs and some words of love today because you never know. My dad couldn't speak at that point. He had lost the ability to talk. And although we had a good relationship, there were some things that I wanted to say to him. There were some words that I wanted to express, some questions I wanted to ask, but it was too late. And I watched him all night long fighting in pain. And he was literally moaning out loud and fighting with his arms. There was no chance to be able to survive. I remember turning to my dad and said, it's okay to let go and to go in peace. But my dad kept punching and fighting. 6 months later, my mom tells me the story that on that morning, he knew he was probably in his last times, and he turned to her and said, I will not die on my son's birthday. He knew it was my birthday, and his one final gift to me, he had been giving me amazing gifts all my life, but his final gift was to survive past midnight so that I didn't have to remember every birthday with his death, and he made it a little while longer. My dad gave me one final gift. There are people in this room who've been giving us gifts, and we need to celebrate them. And we need to thank them, and we need to honor them. Today is our opportunity to indeed recognize some outstanding men. And indeed, in our midst, there are some folks that deserve to hear that every single day. Indeed, we are honored that we have such amazing folks to be able to recognize. And they come in different forms and shapes and sizes and ages. Some are biological, and some, like myself, are blessed to have sons that come into our lives in different ways, but no less important. And so I'm so thrilled and honored and happy that my wonderful son could be here. And I'm just going to point him out. Abdul, if you could stand just to say hello to the crowd. He didn't get the 6'7" from me, clearly. And indeed, if there's ever a time that we needed to come together, a time where we as a society are certainly racked by division, a time when community that we need to rally around each other. I happened to see during the past year this wonderful picture of these dads in Louisiana. What had happened was there in one high school there had been 23 young people who had been arrested for fighting in the span of 4 days. So these dads got together, dads on duty, and said, we're just going to show up every day. We're going to show young men the power of fatherhood, the power of our presence. They didn't come in to be tough and strong. They sat at the front desk, and as young people walked in, they gave them high fives and smiles. And a school that had been riddled with violence for the past 4 days had no more fights from that point on. Dad's on duty. Indeed, we can make these amazing things happen every day when we strengthen together, rally around each other, and be that beloved community that every child needs. Now, one of our honorees also is a famed, legendary weather anchor. And so in the spirit of that, I'm going to see if we can make it rain in here. In a moment, we're going to ask you to continue making it rain for Save the Children by making those donations so that all children know that they're supported by this great community. But I need your help. If you could just sort of put down your forks and knives just for a second, I need you to help me with 3 different sounds. The first sound is to rub your hands together. If I could see everybody rub their hands together real quickly. All right, second of all, if you could snap your fingers, and if you could pat your lap. And stop. Now, what I'm going to do is when I look in the direction of your table, I'm going to ask you to make the sound that I make. First time, second time, whatever I do, you do, but please don't change until I look in the direction of your table. And if you listen carefully, the word impossible broken up is just I'm possible. We're going to make the impossible possible to make it rain. I forecast rain in this room so we can demonstrate that this community, when united together, can indeed make the impossible possible every single day. Let's make it rain up in her together. Louder, louder. A soft rainstorm comes through the space. We can indeed make amazing things happen together. The geese fly in V formation because they know when they fly together, they go 71% faster. When this community continues to love on each other, we'll be able to propel children faster and our community faster forward. And the last thing I'd like you to do, indeed in honor of our all-star dad of the year, who you'll get a chance to meet and find out all the wonderful things, we need to show the love that every single day he offers to his family. On your tables, you'll see some string. And everybody needs to get one of those blue strings. If you could grab a blue string, please. Everybody gets a blue string, pass them around, and the blue string goes around your wrist like a wristband. So if everybody can get a blue string and wrap it around your wrist like a wristband. And if you for some reason run out, you can feel free to reach on another table. You take the blue string and tie it around your wrist like a wristband. Then I'd like you to grab a handful of the other string, the red and yellow string. Everybody gets some string, maybe 5, 6, 7 of the little strings is fine. So the blue string goes around your wrist like a wristband. And you're going to take your red and yellow string and hold on to them. What I'm going to ask us to do in just 90 seconds, and then we'll come back to our program, is to represent this idea of being a community that loves on each other. I want to bring my dad in this space and the hug that I got. So what I ask you to do with your red or yellow string is in a moment you'll stand up and go to people in this room you want to thank, celebrate, appreciate, and honor. It may be family that you have with you or someone you work with, or maybe just someone you met today that deserves some love, because we all need it. You'll take the red or yellow string, tie it on their blue string wristband, tell them why you appreciate them, and let's give each other some hugs. Hugs have medicinal value. Hugs make us feel better, and hugs can cure cancer. Everybody stand up, please. Everybody stand up. 90 seconds. I'd like you to go around to people in this room, take the red or yellow string, tie it on their blue string, tell them what they mean to you, and give them a hug. Let's get the love flowing in this room. Let's demonstrate the power of this community to love on and appreciate each other. Give out those strings, please.
I am not giving you one, don't worry about it.
Take that red or yellow, tie it on that person's blue string, tell them what they mean to you, and give them a hug. One more minute of love. You never know what somebody needs to hear.
I got mine.
40 seconds left. Show them some love. "25 seconds. Give away one or two more.
That was Jason's. Jimmy. Jim.
I see the love and hugs flowing. Come on back to your seats. Come on back to your seats. So, ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you to give away all those strings before you leave today. Take some home, give out that love. And as I turn it back to Dan, last thing, if you could reach in the air as high as you can. Everybody stretch if you could reach in the air as high as you possibly can. Reach as high as you can. Reach as high as you can. Everybody reach as high as you can. Now reach higher. Reach higher. All right, hands down. How many people reached higher when I said to reach higher? But I asked you to reach as high as you could the first time. So let's keep reaching into our pockets, make these donations, and also support all the great dads. Thank you so much. Dan, let's enjoy the rest of the program. I appreciate your time today. Much love to everybody.